Dusty wasn't the person to invite you to NXT. Triple H was, and when they broke ground on NXT, I was invited, and I obviously attended. When they did their first network special, I was on the panel and honored to be there. I did another panel with Renee Young, who is awesome in her job, by the way. You talk around about someone who could do she could do the UFC interviews, she could do the NHL interviews, she could host the Super Bowl pregame show. I'll talk about, she could do, hold on, just let me, because I know people have been booed for saying, here in Manchester, the hot team is the United. Am I right or am I wrong? Yes? Whoa, okay, so what's the right team? If I'm looking for the cheap babyface pop,
There's no winner here.
Oh, so
you're
so
not
hold on,
win.
just so I get it. There's a division in fan loyalty, right?
Manchester.
Wait, just say Manchester. So, all right. So if I say Manchester, half the people will boo me, and if I say Manchester United, the other half will boo me, right?
Just Manchester.
Just say Manchester. Just say Manchester. No. Okay. She could host Barcelona interviews. There you go. I Barcelona too. I try to get a football thing in here and you guys don't even appreciate it. She could keep the UK in the EU. How's that? Yeah. Just for Renee Young. So I was on a panel with Renee Young and Kevin Nash and Bret Hart. That was an interesting dynamic, having all those people together for NXT. So I've always felt very welcome in NXT. I've always valued any time I got to spend in NXT. I loved Dusty Rhodes. Loved him with all my heart. He was so cool to me. So cool to me when I was a kid, just like, stand close to me, baby. Because I am a super genius. And just by standing by me by osmosis, y'all gonna learn so much from my super geniusness. You can't help but walk out the room being a much smarter human being by hanging around three-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes always loved the young talent. Dusty Rhodes always looked after the young talent. Dusty Rhodes always took the time if you were a young talent, even if you were an old talent that wanted to relearn things and learn new ways. Dusty Rhodes always was willing to teach, and if you asked him to teach you, he took it as such a compliment because you were acknowledging him for the super genius that he was, baby. So you mentioned Dusty, and it was just a perfect opportunity to give him a shout out because I don't spend my life looking back on a lot, and I probably should have more public display of affection for those that are no longer with us. But I miss Dusty Rhodes on a daily basis, and I love him for all that he did for me.